My name is Heather O'Donnell, and I'm 57 years old, working at a brokerage firm. My husband, Tom, is the same age as me. We don't have children, and it's just the two of us living together. I thought we'd continue living peacefully, just the two of us. But something unbelievable happened, and now I've come to see my mother, Emma, at her house. Tom wants a divorce. He's been having an affair with Amelia, and she's pregnant. He wants to marry her. Amelia is my younger sister. With a 12-year age difference, we were never particularly close and hardly kept in touch. Tom and I had been trying for years to have children without success and had been through many rounds of fertility treatments. But we agreed to stop trying around the age of 50. He said he was okay with us not having kids, but he betrayed me.
Heather,
I couldn't stop the tears over Tom's infidelity. Last night, when he came home from work, he bluntly asked for a divorce. Divorce me and marry Amelia? And Amelia is pregnant? I don't get it.
I realized I still wanted a child. Even after we stopped the treatments, I couldn't fully let go of the idea. Then, I just happened to meet Amelia, and we got close.
Close enough to have an affair?
She understood my longing for a child and kept comforting me. We were drinking, and one thing led to another. Then she told me she was pregnant.
Tom looked at me with an earnest expression, like a kid explaining why he really needed a puppy.
I was truly happy. I might have been late compared to others, but finally, I could become a father. And then it hit me. What was all that time up until now for?
Excuse me? Suddenly, Tom's eyes sharpened, almost accusingly.
You and I couldn't have a child, but it happened so easily with Amelia. Doesn't that mean it was you who had the problem?
I got checked at the hospital. They didn't find any issues. You, on the other hand, never bothered to get tested yourself. That was out of line.
There was no need for tests. The fact that Amelia's pregnant proves it, doesn't it? You were the defective one.
Defective?
Anyway, here's the divorce papers.
Wait, let's talk this through a little more.
I can't wait. I have to marry Amelia before the baby is born.
Fine, I'll go see Amelia at Mom's. We'll talk about it then.
Amelia's not at your mom's anymore. I've been hiding her from you.
Hiding her?
Yeah, who knows what you might do to her now that she's carrying my child.
I wouldn't do anything like that.
I doubt it.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm going home to my mom. And so, here I am, after rushing to tell my mother everything. When I finished explaining, she took a sip of her coffee, unfazed, and said,
oh, that's wonderful.
Huh? Wonderful?
Yes.
What? Why? Amelia had an affair with my husband and got pregnant. How is any of this wonderful? I thought Mom would be on my side, but she seemed oddly pleased about the whole situation. I had come home to calm myself, but her reaction left my mind in turmoil. Sensing my stare, she put down her coffee, smiling.
I've kept this to myself for 35 years, but those two are actually...
No way, really? Mom explained things I had never known. At that moment, I decided to divorce Tom and let Amelia have him. Thank you, Mom. I'm heading back now. I decided to return to the house where Tom was waiting. After hearing my mother's confession, I immediately agreed to the divorce.
So, you finally talked with Emma and cooled down. I guess she's just happy about finally having a grandkid.
Yeah, I've completely cooled down. Here, these are the divorce papers. I filled out my part, so go ahead and submit them.
I'll get on it right now. You go ahead and pack up your things in the meantime.
I will, no need to tell me twice. And so, I left the house where Tom and I had spent over 30 years as husband and wife and returned to my mother's.
Welcome back, Heather.
Hi, Mom. Mom welcomed me warmly, and I felt my heart start to ease. 9 months later, Amelia gave birth. Tom sent me a photo of him, beaming as he held his newborn child. So happy, even though he knows nothing. I replied with a single word, "Congrats," then I put my phone down. I thought that would be the end of it, but Tom called.
Hey Heather, you saw the picture, right? What do you think? That's my kid.
You didn't need to call about it.
Amelia wants to talk to you too. Here she is.
Heather, it's been a while.
Amelia,
Sorry about, kind of stealing Tom from you.
it's fine.
But things are going to be rough for you now, right? Living alone, you'll have to take care of Mom in the future, too.
I don't think it's rough at all. I can focus on my work, and Mom doesn't need any care yet.
You don't have to act tough. I guess you can't handle this situation unless you say such things.
I'm not acting tough, and I honestly don't care. Does putting me down make you feel better? I'm hanging up now.
Hey, Heather.
I set my phone down on the table and laughed out loud. 6 months later, one morning, Mom and I were watching a recorded show together. The story was just getting good when my phone rang, breaking the moment. Oh, right when it was getting interesting.
Is it someone from work?
No, it's Tom.
I wonder what's up. Why don't you answer it?
All right, hello.
Heather, listen to me.
What's going on?
She turned out to be a nightmare.
A nightmare? You mean Amelia?
Can I come over and talk to you in person? I don't think I can explain it right over the phone.
No, I don't want to see you.
I'm coming over whether you like it or not. See ya.
What?
What did he say?
Tom says he's coming over.
Oh, that's fine. Let's welcome him. I thought it'd be about time he reached out.
Yeah, I suppose. About an hour later, Tom arrived at our house, out of breath. It looked like he'd run all the way from the station.
Heather and Emma.
Come on in. After inviting Tom into the living room and offering him a drink, he quickly gulped it down and started talking.
Amelia had an affair before with a married man, and his wife is demanding compensation. Apparently, she's been paying it in installments.
So, Amelia's been doing things like this all along. It seems she still can't keep her hands off what isn't hers.
Still can't.
Back in high school, didn't she also get involved with a classmate's boyfriend? It caused a lot of trouble.
Yes, it certainly did.
Really? Anyway, about the compensation. I just found out recently from her attorney that she hasn't made any payments for over 6 months.
Oh, that's because I called her attorney.
You did, Emma?
Yes, I was covering her monthly payments for a while, but since she's now married to you, I figured you'd take care of it from here.
Whoa, wait. Nobody told me about this.
What? She hid something so significant from you, her own husband? Feigning surprise, I watched Tom bite his lip, looking awkward and uncomfortable. I assumed you knew you were taking Amelia on with everything that comes with her, since you divorced me and went so far as to marry her. Why don't you just pay it off for her? She just had a baby, so she can't exactly work, right?
Why should I? She even insists I should be paying it, and we fought about it. She's so emotional that I can't get through to her.
That's normal. Hormonal changes happen around childbirth. You're a father now, aren't you? Didn't you read even one book on parenting?
No, I didn't.
So, you were all about wanting to be a father, but you didn't actually prepare for it. You're really just a selfish person, aren't you?
Well, she's not innocent either. She doesn't do any housework at all.
Not a single bit of housework?
Yeah, at first I let it slide, thinking it must be hard with an older pregnancy, but she was doing nothing at all. So I said something, and she flipped out on me.
Tom exaggeratedly flailed his arms, trying to show how miserable his life was.
When I get home from work, the bathroom isn't clean, there's no dinner, and she tells me to just heat up some frozen food. She doesn't even do laundry, so the clothes keep piling up. The whole place is a mess.
Not doing any housework at all.
Mom opened her eyes wide in disbelief.
Isn't it awful, Emma? A woman who doesn't work, not even doing housework.
What are you even saying now?
Huh?
Amelia not doing any housework isn't exactly news, you know. Right, Heather?
That's right, Mom. Amelia didn't do any chores even when she lived here with you.
Seriously?
You mean you didn't know that either?
No, I didn't.
Poor thing. Seems like you really drew the short straw. Watching me chuckle, Tom pointed a finger at me, bursting out.
Why didn't you tell me about her cheating habits, her lack of housework?
Well, since she cheated with you and you married her, I figured you knew she had a thing for affairs.
Well,
As for the housework, Mom only told me on the day you asked for a divorce.
there. So you did know. Why didn't you tell me then?
Why would I need to tell you? You betrayed me and had an affair with my sister. I even divorced you gracefully, letting you go with kindness. But you didn't understand that kindness, did you?
Kindness? You're clearly just wishing misery on me.
Pointing a finger at me, Tom's accusations flew. For an adult to blame everyone else when his own decisions backfired was both pathetic and ugly.
It's all your fault. This is all because of you.
So, what do you want me to do about it?
Well,
At that moment, the living room door opened and Amelia walked in.
Amelia,
Tom, what are you doing here?
I came to talk about everything you've been hiding. What are you here for?
Mom called me over. And by the way, this is my house. So who do you think you are acting all high and mighty?
You fraud, acting all smug.
Enough, both of you. Amelia, I want to hear it from you directly. Is it true you haven't been doing any housework or contributing to the living expenses? Amelia crossed her arms, scoffing as if it were a ridiculous question.
Yeah, it's true. But why should I have to pay for living in my own home?
And is it also true that you made Mom pay the settlement from your affair?
That's right. Isn't it a parent's job to take responsibility?
That only applies until you're about 20. Someone in their late 40s should know better.
Oh, give it a rest. Mom loves me anyway. If Tom's no good, she'll keep paying the settlement, won't she?
I won't be paying it anymore.
What? Why?
I'm getting older, and I want to spend my money on my own interests now. Since you're married to Tom, the two of you can figure it out. You're an adult, aren't you?
Please, Emma.
Oh, I'm just thrilled to finally have someone who can take Amelia off my hands. Now I can enjoy my life without worry.
Seeing my mom happily celebrating, Tom and Amelia both looked utterly bewildered, as if this wasn't going the way they'd planned. So, Mom won't be supporting you anymore. You'll need to handle things on your own.
And why do you get to decide that, Heather?
Because from now on, I'll be managing Mom's finances.
What?
It'll be easier for both of us this way.
Damn it.
Amelia had likely been using Mom's money freely until now. But that was about to end. Unable to spend money as she pleased, Amelia shot me a resentful look.
And aside from the money issues, as a parent, I'm just so glad Amelia finally settled down and got married.
Mom held her hand over her heart, genuinely pleased.
After all, Amelia's been going through men like tissue paper.
Mom.
Going through men like tissue paper?
Oh yes, she was involved with married men, her boss, her subordinates, and even co-workers at her level. She got herself fired from the company.
That much, and even getting fired over it.
Stop saying unnecessary things.
Oh, but since you're married now, I figured Tom already knew about all that.
I didn't know.
Oh, Amelia, it sounds like you kept a lot from Tom. Maybe there's even more, who knows? I glanced over at Amelia, and she looked away, visibly uncomfortable.
I spoiled her because I adored her, but I've realized that can't continue. So with this opportunity, she'll have to stand on her own 2 feet.
You can't just spring that on me.
You're married now, so you're not alone. You'll be fine. I've supported you a lot already, and I wish I'd been stricter sooner. Maybe then things wouldn't have turned out this way. I failed as a mother. I'm sorry, Amelia.
Faced with Mom's apology, Amelia was left speechless. Mom's at an age where she can't keep helping you forever. Think of this as a good opportunity.
It's not a good opportunity just because you say so.
In any case, Mom never should have been paying your settlement. Now that you're married, you two can work it out together. There's nothing more for us to do here.
Tom, please take good care of Amelia and the baby.
Emma.
Mom took Tom's hand, still smiling, and dropped a bombshell.
Even if the baby's father isn't you.
What?
Mom.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean, what?
Tom blinked rapidly, at a loss for words. Tom, are you okay?
Didn't you hear? Let me say it again. The father of the child is.
No, that's fine. I heard.
Tom, breathing heavily, cut my mom off.
Are you sure? You're sweating like crazy.
What do you mean the child's father isn't me?
What? You didn't know this either.
She didn't tell me anything.
Amelia, don't you think you should explain this? I prompted Amelia, but she just shook, trembling and silent.
Amelia, what's going on? You told me he was my child.
Tom grabbed Amelia's shoulders, shaking her back and forth.
Say something.
Tom, being that forceful won't get you answers. Look, you're scaring her.
You're smiling, Heather.
Oops, you caught me? Flushing a deep red like boiling water, Tom turned his anger toward me.
Then you explain it.
Amelia was already pregnant before she started seeing you, Tom.
What?
The real father is married and refuses to acknowledge the child or pay any support. That's when Amelia went to Mom for help.
I was ready to support my grandchild, but then Tom offered to marry Amelia.
So, by the time I filed for divorce, you knew?
Yes, I knew.
Why? Why didn't you tell me something that important?
Well, I figured you'd already know such a big detail. I didn't think you'd be kept in the dark about it.
I didn't think Amelia hadn't told you either.
Amelia, what's going on? Why haven't you said anything?
Amelia, it's time to explain yourself.
Amelia, come on. Say something already.
We all moved closer, surrounding Amelia and pressing her for answers. Finally, she began to speak in a faint voice.
Well, I thought if I kept quiet, no one would find out.
Were you planning to live with this lie forever? That would be exhausting.
Better than getting found out. I needed someone to support me. Then I remembered you and Heather had stopped fertility treatments, so I thought if I got close to you, Tom, we could get married.
So, you were after me from the beginning for that?
Exactly.
Tom's strength seemed to drain, and he slumped against the dining table.
He's not my child.
Hey, Tom, do you remember? He looked at me, just with his eyes. You told me it was my fault we couldn't have kids. You thought that since Amelia got pregnant, it proved the problem wasn't with you. But now, it's all uncertain again, isn't it?
Heather.
This is a good opportunity, Tom. Why don't you get checked out too? It might finally clear things up.
It's not me. It's not because of me.
Well, keep telling yourself that if you want. It doesn't concern me anymore. My throat felt dry, so I poured myself a glass of cold water. The coolness refreshed me, and I felt my mind clearing. Tom, still leaning against the table, finally spoke to Amelia.
I'm divorcing you.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? You're really just going to abandon me with a newborn?
Shut up. I was deceived. Why should I raise someone else's kid?
No, I'm not agreeing to a divorce.
Amelia's voice grew louder as she clung to Tom, desperate.
I know it was wrong to hide it, but I really do love you now, Tom. I mean it. Let's raise the child together.
Now you love me? Convenient. I bet you're only after my money.
No, that's not true.
But after all her lies, Amelia's words no longer reached anyone.
Look at me.
Amelia grabbed Tom's arm, trying to force him to meet her gaze. But Tom refused, steadfastly avoiding her. Seeing Tom's stubborn indifference, Amelia's frustration became evident. She let go of his arm and, in a low, menacing tone, said,
Like it or not, on paper, you're still the father.
What?
Don't you get it? The child was born after we got married. Legally, that child is registered as yours. Even if you divorce me, you'll still be paying child support.
Looks like Amelia really pulled one over on you.
That's why she was in such a rush to get married.
I don't know if it's possible to change the registration of a child's paternity. or how the child support issue will pan out. Those are questions for a professional, but right now, Amelia was trying to use the legal registry to keep Tom bound to her. And I had no intention of complicating things any further. I was just going to let it play out. Well, Tom, looks like you'll need to step up and take care of your family. Good luck, Dad. I lightly tapped Tom on the shoulder. With just a light push from me, Tom's body wobbled easily, almost tipping forward. Oh, sorry. I guess you're feeling a bit weak? Tom looked up, meeting my gaze directly. I thought he might be crying, but instead, his eyes were bloodshot with anger, and his jaw was clenched tightly, holding back his fury.
You knew everything. You tricked me. You're just as guilty.
I didn't trick you. I just didn't say anything. Now that we're divorced, it doesn't matter to me. This whole mess is between you two. Mom and I assumed you were aware of everything when you chose Amelia. Don't blame us for this.
You've got some nerve. You devil. Traitor.
Who are you calling a traitor? I couldn't let that slide any longer. Since it had come to this, I decided to let him have it. You called me a devil? A traitor? Look who's talking, you impotent fool.
Impotent?
You're the one who cheated. You dragged yourself into this mess. What are you even saying? Are you an idiot?
Idiot? Me?
Yes, an idiot. A complete fool. You cheated on me and still have the nerve to blame me? I slapped the table, making Tom flinch. Since we'd been married, he'd probably never seen me show this much emotion. I was prepared to live a life with you, just the two of us, even without kids. Do you think you were the only one who felt pain when we stopped fertility treatments? Do you think you were the only one who had to accept it?
Heather.
I was heartbroken too, knowing I'd never be a mother like my friends. It wasn't just you who couldn't be a father. I couldn't be a mother either. And yet, I was ready to live my life with you, Tom. That's what I thought. Tom had no idea how much thought I had put into our future together. For the first time, I could see his eyes waver as he began to grasp what I felt. I thought we could be happy, just the two of us. I thought you felt the same, Tom. But I guess I was wrong. That's why you cheated with Amelia, isn't it?
Heather, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how much.
I'm the one who was betrayed. I cut Tom off, voicing everything I had to say.
Heather, I'm sorry. I was only thinking about myself.
I'd say so. My immediate reply made Tom gulp hard. If you weren't selfish, you wouldn't have wanted to remarry my sister just to have a kid.
You're absolutely right.
Just as you couldn't be a father, I couldn't be a mother either. But I realized I had no right to tie you down. Getting divorced made me see that.
Heather, I'm truly sorry.
It's fine. I mean, I didn't think I could live with a man who pinned all the blame on me for not being able to have kids. I'll live alone, just like you and Amelia said.
Oh, wait, Heather, about that.
Oh, right. There's one thing I totally forgot to mention during the divorce.
Forgot to mention?
I'm going to file for alimony from both of you.
What?
Amelia's voice rose in shock.
You can't be serious now.
Oh, I absolutely can. You can file up to 3 years after the divorce is finalized. It hasn't even been a year.
Heather, were you even listening? I'm already paying alimony to someone else. I can't handle a second one.
Your situation isn't my concern. Pay it off however long it takes.
Don't you feel sorry for your own sister?
Why would I? You've been selfish all your life, making Mom's life harder. I'd sooner feel sympathy for a neighbor's kid. Amelia's fists clenched so tight her nails dug into her palms. Tom, you're on board with this, right? You'll pay the alimony, won't you?
Actually, about that,
What? You're not going to complain, are you, Tom?
it's not really a complaint, but listening to you, it gave me an idea.
Tom, glancing at me timidly, spoke. An idea?
Maybe we could give it another shot.
What?
What?
Both Amelia and I blurted out in unison. If Tom wanted to get back with me, it meant divorcing Amelia. Naturally, she wouldn't stay quiet. You listen to how I feel, and that's what you're proposing.
I didn't consider your feelings at all before, Heather. I was selfish, and I'm ashamed.
Tom held his head in his hands, looking regretful. I'm glad you realize it.
I want to make it up to you, Heather. Let's try again, and this time, I'll treat you right. We can be happy without kids. You were right. I was blind not to see it, and I messed everything up.
Wait, you're just going to throw me away?
Don't be dramatic. I'm just putting things back to how they were. You can go find the real father and get support from him.
You're despicable.
Amelia glared at Tom with all the anger she could muster.
Heather, I realize now, after our divorce, just how amazing you are. You managed a full-time job and kept everything at home in perfect order. I regret betraying you.
Tom gently took my hand and said again,
Come back to me, Heather.
anyone else would probably be happy to have their husband wanting to return, but to me, it was nothing more than a burden. No.
I'll apologize as many times as it takes, Heather. As long as it takes for you to forgive me.
You'll be wasting your time, because I'll never be satisfied.
What can I do to earn your forgiveness?
Do you not understand? I told you, I'll never forgive you.
Please, Heather. If you won't come back, I'll be stuck paying for and raising a child that isn't even mine.
Don't drag me into it. Figure it out on your own. Besides, I'm no longer your family. We're divorced. I'm a stranger now. Focus on your family now. Amelia and her child.
Focus on them? No way.
You have to. That's your punishment.
This is my life.
Oh, how wonderful. Now you can live with your family of 3. Sounds lively. I pushed Tom and Amelia out of the room.
Hey, what are you doing?
This conversation is over. Get out.
It's not over. Are you really not giving us another chance?
No, I'm not. Amelia, take this man and go.
Mine.
Heather, wait. Let go of me, Amelia.
I pushed Tom harder, and Amelia wordlessly pulled at his arm. When we reached the front door, I gave Tom one final message. Goodbye. Don't ever contact me again.
Heather.
The door shut loudly behind them, physically cutting me off from Tom. It's over. I stretched out, laughing from the bottom of my heart. Afterward, Tom deposited the alimony payment in one lump sum. He and Amelia are in divorce proceedings. Amelia apparently insisted to the end that Tom was the child's father, but a DNA test quickly proved otherwise. Tom has hired a lawyer and is preparing to fight Amelia. He wants to avoid paying child support after the divorce. He also plans to demand alimony from Amelia. If so, Amelia will face triple payments. To me, to Tom, and to the wife of her other affair partner. With a newborn in her arms, Amelia's future looks grim. Tom, meanwhile, is facing a lonely old age due to his mistakes, and he reportedly regrets it deeply.
Heather? Long time no see.
By chance, I ran into Tom on the street. His clothes were wrinkled, his beard unkempt, and his face worn, making him look much older than he was. I gave him a slight nod and clicked my heels on the sidewalk, heading to work. Now, I could fully dedicate myself to the work I loved. A natural smile broke across my face as I walked forward, straight and confident.